right, Sydney, welcome back.
Hi.
Glad you decided to come back and see me.
Me too.
How's your dog doing?
She's doing great. She's sleeping a lot. Though we did have an incident about a week ago. I was giving her a bath, and so I trimmed her nails while she's in the bathtub in case I do nick anything and she bleeds. And while I was trimming the one, she jerked her foot, so I took half the nail got cut off, and so it took a half hour. I still couldn't get the bleeding to stop, so we had to run to the vet, and they used one of the silver nitrate sticks to cauterize it, and it stopped, and that took 5 minutes, and then I was gone. But it charged me $45 for those 5 minutes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. But other than that, she's been good.
Do you have it's called Quick Stop?
Yeah, I read about that when I was trying to figure out how to get it to stop. Because I've nicked her before, but it's only been a little bit, and I was able just to stop it with pressure.
Well, it's a product called Quick Stop. It comes in a little tub, and you just kind of stick their foot in it, and it's supposed to help. I've never personally used it, but
Maybe I'll have to look into it.
I know one time my dog cut his ear and it was bleeding really bad, and the vet was like, "Don't come in, otherwise it's going to charge you $50." He goes,
Yeah.
"Just get super glue and glue it back together," and because that's basically what we're going to do to his ears.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh,
I mean, at least they saved you the money.
yeah. So I'm like, that helps. Stuck a band-aid on it. Alright, so today we're going to talk a little bit about your family, school experiences, things like that, so I can get to know you a little better. And then of course I want to remind you of confidentiality. What is said in here stays in here unless you plan on hurting yourself, someone else. Hopefully you remember all that, so I don't have to give you the whole spiel again. Okay, so why don't you start off by telling me about your family?
Okay, so I have my mom, and then my dad passed away 3 years ago in a workplace accident. And my mom and him were never married. My mom and him were never married, sorry. And then I have a brother, Austin, who's 21. And then I also have 2 half-sisters, McKenna and Lily. McKenna's 6 and Lily is 4.
Is your brother in school, or is he out?
No, he never went to anything after high school. He's kind of the family troublemaker. He's caused a lot of drama.
So does that mean you two aren't close? Or?
When we grew up, we were a lot closer, especially when we were at our dad's house, because my dad lived out in the middle of nowhere, so we were out surrounded by woods and farms, so there wasn't a lot of kids around ever, so we just played together all the time. That's who we had. And then with my mom, we're very family oriented, so my grandma and my aunts and my uncles were always the babysitters. We never went outside of that, so me and my cousins and him were always hanging out. So we were really close when we were little. And then as he got older, he started getting into drugs and things like that. And he's 2 years younger, so we would have been in the same high school, but he chose to go to a different high school than me. So we didn't really get that experience together at all. And then the decisions he's made and the things he's done just kind of drove us apart. He still talks to me, but it's only when he wants something, money, or he wants me to babysit my nephew or something. It's never just to talk.
How old is your nephew?
He is 1 year and 3 months. And then I have a niece on the way in May. So, yes.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I love them. They're spoiled. She's going to be even more spoiled because my 2 little sisters. So, we have a lot of girls in my family.
And speaking of your little sisters, is that age gap hard for you, or?
It's kind of disappointing because I won't have, that sister relationship with them. When we get older and they're older, it may be more like a sister relationship. But right now, it's kind of I'm a second mom. So they see me and they call me their sister and things like that. But when I babysit them, I'm the one that's in charge. Or when I see them, I'm the one when they do something wrong, I have to yell at them for it. It's not necessarily me playing make believe with them. Yes, I'll sit down and have a tea party or play Barbies, but it's not the same. It's I can't have a conversation with them at my age is what I would normally have.
And are you close with your mom?
We have a good relationship. I talk to her at least once a day normally. She either texts me to check in or she calls me on her way home from work or something, and we'll just talk. It's pretty good. It's been strained at times, just family history, choices she's made and things like that, but we've always come back to each other, and it's still pretty good right now.
And are you still close with your cousins and other family members?
A couple of them. One, she came to live with us when she was 14 and I was 16. So she's been living with us since then, at least with my mom, and moved out now. But so I'm a lot closer with her, and she's almost like another sibling. And then the other one, she stays with us when she's home for college vacations and stuff, so I'm closer with her. The other 2, we still talk at holidays and stuff, but it's not we really talk outside of that.
How was your relationship with your dad? Were you close with him?
When I was younger, it was a little more difficult, but I think that was because I didn't understand then that he just wanted to spend time with me.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, I spent 1 day a week and every other weekend with my dad, and eventually it became 2 days a week and every other weekend. And in the summer, we'd alternate weeks. Well, during those times, he didn't really let me go to birthday parties or go to hang out with my friends a lot. And I realized now it's because he wanted to spend time with me because he didn't get a lot of time with me. But then I was kind of resentful, like the teenage, everybody hates me, the world is against me.
Everyone's out to get me.
Yeah. So then it was a little rougher then. And he had a very strong personality. And so like it was his way or the highway. He was very strict with rules and things like that. But he was a hard worker and he worked a lot. So when he was home, he was tired. So I mean, I understood. Like now I understand that maybe he was just tired and he didn't have as long of a fuse as he normally would have when it came to his anger and stuff. But as we got older, it got a lot better. It was a lot closer relationship. And I think that's because he was more responsible than my mom. So we kind of got along in that way. Like I'm more of the, you save your money, you pay your bills, you don't spend it on random things. And my mom's more of, I'll spend my whole paycheck on clothes or something. So that kind of drew a line between us there. But then me and my dad got along a lot, really well as I got older. We talked at least once a week. We'd have our Skype dates every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Okay.
If I didn't answer the phone, I got a voicemail being yelled at for not answering the phone. And he used my dog against me, saying, Jazzy misses you. You need to Skype. So, yeah.
Don't you just love it when parents use your pets against you?
Yes.
All right, so transitioning from your family to you, tell me a little bit about yourself, educational experiences, things like that.
So for like grade school and like middle school, I went to a Lutheran private school. So I grew up in the church. It was a big part of my life then. It's not as much now, and that's just, I grew up and I didn't go to church as much once I hit high school and college, and my views are just differing now based on my beliefs and their beliefs. Like I still believe in God and things like that, but I'm not as strictly Lutheran as what I used to be. For high school, I went to a public high school. I have a lot of the friends I made there. I still have. High school was the basic high school, the drama. Things like, why did you do that then? But it's whatever, you were a kid. And then for college, I grew up in a really small town, and then I went to Columbus for college, which is a big city. So that was an adjustment and learning that and being away from home, because before I was always surrounded by family. When you go to college, you don't really have that. Like I still had friends and stuff, but it was a little different. I had to adjust.
And you said you're in grad school now, and what are you going for?
Counseling.
Counseling? What's your kind of long-term goal for that?
I'd like to work with the trauma population, so I've considered like military members and things like that, and then I've also considered kids and adults. I don't really, someone that's going through trauma like abuse or anything like that is more of what I'm interested in.
Is there a specific reason? Like what draws you into that?
I feel like it's just, I worked with the Sexual Assault Network of Central Ohio when I was in undergrad at OSU, and seeing what they went through is what really drew me to working with it, because I'm like, they need help, and like the things that happened to them wasn't necessarily something they can control, and I feel like they deserve to have help, and I want to be able to help them.
Awesome. It's always a good reason to go into counseling. So you said that you grew up Lutheran, went to a Lutheran school for a good chunk of your life. Would you say your spirituality is still part of you, even though you're not like, going to church every week or things like that?
I mean, I guess so. Like, there's a heaven and a hell in my mind. The reasons why you go there are definitely not the same as what my church believes. Like the LGBTQ community, I don't have the same beliefs as that as what my church does. I believe in God, that He's there. But I guess it's a part of my life, but it's not a major part of my life. Like, it doesn't take a forefront in it.
And then tell me a little bit about your social life. Like when you have some free time, what do you do?
So my free time, I like to relax, generally, just because life is stressful. So I'll watch movies or read or play with my dog. I have a roommate right now, and so we end up spending a lot of time together because she works as a teacher, so she's gone during the day when I'm either free or I'm at work, and then when I'm at school at night, she's home. So when we do have free time, we usually hang out together or go hang out with our other friends together.
And when you hang out, what do you usually do?
Sometimes we'll go to the movies, we'll go bowling, we'll go out to the bars every once in a while, not as often as we want because we live 40 minutes from Toledo and like 40 minutes from BG, so it's quite a drive just to go and drink, and when we do, we have to make sure we have somebody that can like drive us home and stuff like that.
So do you live kind of in the middle of nowhere?
I'm surrounded by cornfields.
Okay.
So yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Living in the cornfields, there's not often a lot of things to do.
No, there's not, and the only thing in my town is a bowling alley and Walmart, so there's nothing to do at all.
Fair enough. So other than your roommate, who else is in your support group?
Well, my mom's a big part of it, and then I have another friend, Mackenzie, where she's doing an internship here at BG actually, and I talk to her a lot, and we hang out. She usually comes and hangs out with me and my roommate a lot. So she and my mom are probably my closest people in my support system besides my roommate, Catherine.
And then, is there any family history of mental health disease, alcohol, substance abuse, anything like that?
So from my immediate family, like my mom, my dad, and my siblings, there isn't really anything. I know my mom drank a lot when she was younger, but now it's like she'll drink when she goes to a wedding or at least she's going out with her friends, but it's never.
So kind of like a social drinker.
Yeah, it's not even really that much. Sometimes she doesn't drink at all when she goes out. It's just more of every once in a while she'll do it. And my dad, he never drank around me at all, and I don't think he even drank alcohol at one point. He was in the Navy, and I know he drank a lot then, but he never did when I was there. We never had alcohol in the house or anything like that. My brother, he is a drug addict, and he's also an alcoholic, so he's the troublemaker, as I said. Yeah. But yeah, the drugs started in high school with marijuana, and then I know he tried a lot of other things at some point. I know right now, I'm pretty sure all he does is he smokes marijuana, but then he also drinks a lot. Now that he turned 21 and it's legal, he'll drink a lot more than he used to. Other than that, nobody else really in my family for substance abuse at all. A couple of my cousins have anxiety and depression, but in my immediate family, nothing really with that.
And then what about you? Have you ever been diagnosed with anything? Any other kind of medical history?
So substance abuse and drug use, the only time I really drink is when I go out with my friends, and even then it's not usually an excessive amount. I never black out. I don't really like to black out. So, and then mental issues, I've never been diagnosed with anything. I mean, I have the normal levels of anxiety and stress, I know that, but I'm also in grad school, so I feel like that's normal. And
Definitely.
then medical issues, nothing major. I know I have some blood sugar problems, but I'm taking your medicine for that right now.
And have you ever been to counseling before?
No.
Okay. So last time you kind of talked about how you're a procrastinator.
Yes, majorly.
And how it stresses you out. So kind of how does it look like when you start getting stressed out?
So when I
How
stress
do you react?
out, I guess, one, it usually starts with me not getting as much sleep because I start worrying about things at night and then I can't shut my brain off. If I just keep thinking about it, you should have done this, why didn't you do it? And that starts. And then after that, I kind of get a panicky feeling when it gets closer to it. I shook a little bit. I guess the adrenaline's going. And that happens the day it's due. And I realize, oh, it's due today. You really have to get it done. And that lasts for a little bit and then it's gone. And then it's more of just it just feels like I'm stressed all the time because I always have something due that I could have had done before and not had to worry about.
And is it specifically your assignments that lead to that stress, or is it other things?
It's mainly my assignments, because for work I'm a substitute teacher, so I don't have to make lesson plans or anything like that. I generally go in and they tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, so I don't really have to bring my work home with me at all. And then in my social life, my family brings me some stress, but I live away from them now. I'm close to them, but I don't live with them. And we all have our own lives and stuff like that, and work and school keeps me busy, so I'm not with them as much, so they don't really bring a whole lot of stress into my life. But it's mainly just grad school right now.
Which is completely understandable. We all go through it. So other than trouble sleeping and getting kind of shaky, are there any other signs or symptoms that you notice when you're stressed?
I'm probably a little snappy with my roommate and my mom, when they ask questions. Probably that, I get a little bit irritable and things like that. But
So when you say snappy, what exactly does that look like?
If my roommate has a habit of when we're watching a TV show or something, she asks me questions expecting me to know the answer about some medical thing that's happening, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, and I'll just have a very sarcastic retort to her. I know I shouldn't, but I do.
So it's kind of like that, I don't have time for this, I don't
Yeah,
want to.
I don't want to have to talk to you, which is mean, but yeah.
so it's usually kind of those things that you don't mind doing or answering,
Normally.
but when you're stressed, kind of, I don't want to deal with it right now because I have other things on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So in a typical week, what does your homework load look like?
I usually have at least 5 chapters worth of reading every week,
Okay.
which takes time because the textbooks are pretty thick and the writing is small. But so there's that, and I usually have at least 1 assignment, if not 2 a week. The one class I have like 3 assignments every week. They're smaller ones, and I can definitely work on them ahead of time. I just usually don't. Some of the classes I have like bigger projects due. Most of the other classes are like big things, like big papers or big presentations or something that end up being due. And if I wait to the last minute, then I have to do all of the work at once, rather than being able to spread it out.
And would you say now, is it every assignment that you wait until the day of that it's due, or is it just some? Like, how would you quantify
I've been
that?
trying to work on it more, so for some of the bigger assignments, I try and start them earlier on. Like, we have one that's going to be due next week, and I'm going to try and, like, work on it this week instead of waiting until Sunday, the day before it's due, to start it, like I did last time. But then, like, the littler assignments, sometimes it's hard because I know they're easy, and it doesn't take a whole lot of effort, and then I wait to the last minute to do them, where I could have just had them done in an hour, like all 3 for a week, and been fine.
So what are some things you feel like you could do to kind of help alleviate that stress?
I feel like having a stricter schedule for myself and what I do with my time, like learning to manage it a little bit better.
And what do you think that schedule would look like?
More like set dates for my assignments that are due earlier than what they're actually due. And maybe like set aside specific time every day to do something. Like even if I'm tired, like spend a half hour reading something for school, or spend that half hour doing one of my smaller assignments or something just to get it done.
So why don't we set up a goal for next time to kind of help alleviate that stress and hopefully get you sleeping better, because you know, sleep can lead to all sorts of things like the
It's
anger
important.
issues, and that way you're well rested, because you said you're a substitute teacher, right, for little kids mostly.
Yeah.
So you definitely need your energy for that. So let's think of a goal. We'll start out small and kind of grow as we progress through our sessions.
Okay.
So what do you say about setting a certain amount of time on a specific day and saying, for these 2 hours on Saturday, I'm going to work on homework for the following week?
I think that's something I really need to do, is like have a set time where I'm going to do it on that day.
So is there a specific day that would work better for you, or like a time frame?
So generally, I have classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So when I work those days, I really have like an hour break, and then I go to class. So that's where it's hard for me because I don't want to do anything during that time. But on like the Thursday, Friday, if I work, but then I have the whole evening to myself. And then the weekends, most of the time I'm free. So I think the Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday would be the best days to try and plan out times during.
So let's just set out one specific day for now, and then we'll kind of spread it out.
Okay.
It's not something we want like a big chunk of time, like you want to spend 5 hours, because
No.
that's going to make your stress even more. It's going to make you more tired, and we definitely don't want to do that. We want to spread it out, but we want to start out small so you're not overwhelmed, and so we can build up. So let's say Thursday or Friday. And that way you'll have kind of your weekend to yourself, and you can relax and not worry about school for a little bit. So I'll let you choose, Thursday or Friday.
Let's do Thursday because then it's closer to my classes, and then I can have the weekend, like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the Thursday can just be included as a class day.
Okay. It's a good reason. I really like it.
Okay.
So how many hours do you want to set aside for Thursday?
I feel like 3 would be a good number because then I can at least get a decent amount of work done in that time, or even like get halfway down with a bigger project or something if I need to.
Okay. So why don't we do that? Set aside 3 hours every Thursday to kind of start your homework for the next week, so that way you're not kind of, waiting until the last minute to do it, and you can relax and spend those hours in between, or that hour in between work and school, just relaxing, hanging out with your dog, watching TV, and then we'll kind of go from there and see how that works. Sound good?
Okay, I think I can do that. Yeah.
All right.